Yes guys, welcome back to HDG Cars. Today we're going to be covering the second part of our two-part series of questions that we get asked often about imports. Now guys, in the first part we covered insurance, why insurance might be difficult to get, what issues you might come across when trying to get insurance on imports, and how to get the cheapest quote on an import possible. Guys, this second part is going to be about finance, how to finance an import, where you can finance an import, the issues you might come across when trying to finance an import, and how to get the cheapest rates possible. Guys, the main question that we get is very typical. Can you even get a finance quote on imports? The answer is yes. Much like insurance, you can also get finance on imports. However, again, like insurance, every lender has a different criteria, so they might match up or they might not. One lender might be perfectly happy financing an imported vehicle no matter what the registration is or what kind of car it is, whereas another lender might not even accept it for finance. And that's why being declined a finance from one lender does not necessarily mean that you should give up. You can always check other lenders to see if they can finance that car. What do finance companies even look for? When you apply for finance, there's essentially two things that the finance companies look at and analyze. The first part is you and your details, and the second part is the car and the car's details. Now, when it comes to you, the finance company might look at things like your credit score, your age, affordability, and your personal circumstances. Next up is the car itself. Things like its age, mileage, value, and whether it meets the lender's specific criteria all matter and can affect the finance rates. With an import, the lender also needs to be comfortable with financing that particular car, whether it's been imported from Japan or certain different countries can also affect the value of the finance. So again, there isn't one exact answer. Finance is always subject to status and lender approval. Two customers looking at a finance quote, for example, could get completely different outcomes when going on the same website or checking with the same finance. Next up, what finance options could be available for an imported car? Depending on the vehicle, the lender and the customer, different finance products are available for different cars. One of the most common ways that people finance used vehicles is through bigger companies like Close Brothers and Hire Purchase. What usually happens is you pay a certain deposit. So for example, if we were to sell our Audi S3 at £18,000 on finance, the customer would likely give us around a £5,000 to £6,000 deposit. Then after that, you'd pay a fixed monthly outgoing, for example, £300 over an agreed period of time. Now, at the end of the agreement, of course, subject to terms and sometimes an applicable final fee, the ownership of the car transfers to you, whether that be over 12 months, 24 months, or even 3 years. The exact product, APR, deposit, and monthly payments will all be confirmed once you do the finance application and the agreement that you've been offered on. So guys, it's best not to assume that if someone got a certain quote for finance on a certain car, that you'll get the exact same. Sometimes it might be lower, sometimes it might be higher. Again, it depends on all of those factors that we previously stated in the video. Another question that we get asked by customers a lot of the time is, should they finance the car themselves or go through us for their finance application? Now, you could potentially arrange a finance application for yourself through a lender or a broker. However, it might be much easier to go through a dealership as they do all the hard stuff for you. Guys, whichever route you choose, whether it be doing the finance yourself or through a dealership, make sure you understand what you're signing off on. Check the rate of APR, look at the total amount payable, check what deposit you're going to be putting down, and don't judge a finance agreement based purely off of the monthly payments that you're going to be giving. A much lower payment over a greater amount of time can lead to a significant increase in the price of the car that you're paying for. So guys, are Japanese imports difficult to insure and finance? The answer is not necessarily. The biggest mistake that people make is treating every insurance company, every finance company, any brokers, lenders, and every Japanese import as if they are all the same. When it comes to insurance, guys, make sure you're getting an insurance quote before purchasing the car. Make sure the insurer knows that it's imported, and don't forget to not panic if the registration doesn't come up when you search it. Always try calling the insurance companies directly and try import specialist insurers if mainstream companies don't accept it. And don't assume that one rejection on an insurance quote means that every other website will not accept you. Now, always remember that the availability of finance does depend on your circumstances and the lender's very specific criteria for that kind of vehicle. If you're interested in one of the Japanese imports that we currently have at HDG Cars, make sure you get in touch with us. How do you get in touch with us? We've got our website in the description, hdgcars.uk. We've got 2 phone numbers in our description. You can call us or message us on WhatsApp, book an appointment, arrange a test drive, and hopefully you'll walk away with a new car. Guys, just remember we can explain the vehicle, its specification, its import history, and the whole purchasing process, so you know everything that you need to know before making a big decision. And guys, if there is anything that you want to know about imports, whether it be in terms of finance, insurance, or just anything to do with Japanese imports in general, leave it in the comments and we'll definitely make a video about it in the future. Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe and share to all your friends, and we'll see you in the next video.